Weddings can actually teach you something about business, or at least for me, they did. They reminded me of how important it is to be differentiated. Now, I went to two weddings here recently. The first one was a traditional wedding in a church conducted by a priest, and it was the whole family was invited, and it was beautiful. And I think it went off perfectly. The second one was a much smaller group. A select 30 people were brought on board to a sailboat, and the actual ceremony was conducted on a sailboat by a friend. And I can't tell you enough how different it was between the two, the traditional route and the sailboat route. And both of them were beautiful. Both of them had the same end result. Two people that love each other were married, and the family celebrated them. But what really struck me was about the sailboat wedding, how everyone the whole time was talking about how cool it was. Now, look, the wedding was for them, all right, and they planned it for themselves. But everyone involved in it just over and over again talked about how cool it was. And what was cool was how different it was. I mean, all of us had been on a boat before. All of us had had friends and had been a part of weddings, but it was just so different that it was unique, and the uniqueness made it really great. And that reminded me about business and the simple fact that you have to be unique to be defendable in business, to be sellable, to be competitive. The reason why you have to be unique is because the brain really only works about 7 levels deep. To make any kind of money in any industry, you really want to be the first, second, maybe third in a large market, in a large industry, in that person's brain. And I like to think, like soft drinks. Who's the number one soft drink producer in the world? Well, most people know it's Coke. It doesn't matter if you like Coke or not. Coca-Cola is the number one producer of all soft drinks in the world. Well, who's number two? Well, most people can tell you that Pepsi's number two. It's very logical, and these companies spend a lot of money for everyone that we ask about soda to say Coke's number one, Pepsi number two. Now, if I were to ask, well, who's number three? Well, very few people can tell you who's the third largest in the soda industry. And does it even really matter? I mean, between Coke and Pepsi, you can have something that you like, and that's where most people end up spending their money. And so, in an industry as large as cola, it only matters if you're in the first or the second category. And people will treat your business the same way. They'll have a clear number one, they'll have a clear number two. And then if number one and number two are occupied, then I don't care. Just tell me what store I can go to that's close and has milk, and I'm just gonna go buy milk. I don't care if it's $7 when I purchase it. And I think it's important for us all to acknowledge that. Like, we have to be unique enough that we're number one or number two. And one of the best businesses in the world that did that was Chick-fil-A. Hey everyone, I got an exciting opportunity for you if you want to be in business with me. Mission Home Builders is continuing to grow, and we're looking for debt partners. So if you're after monthly cash flow, if you're after a guaranteed rate of return, if you want to be a part of development projects here in Austin, Texas, go into the show notes and send me an email saying, I want to be a debt partner, and we'll get you involved. Rather than open up another hamburger joint right across the street from McDonald's, Chick-fil-A sold chicken sandwiches. And that's all they sold in chicken sandwiches that they don't even have to be open on Sunday to make the money that they want. Again, uniqueness sells. Now, let me just take this one more time. As a leader, we should be unique too. We should understand our brand and how we differentiate amongst other leaders that are out there. Now, we want to mimic and adopt the things that great leaders do and make it a part of who we are, but we also need to understand where our superpower is, where our uniqueness is. And we want to leverage that to gain influence with our teams. Because if leadership is influence, as John Maxwell says, then we need that influence. And to be influential, we have to understand our brand, and we have to operate that way without confusion. And so, do you know what makes your business unique? Are you number one or number two in your industry and what you do? Can you position yourself down such that you grab the niche like the chicken sandwich when everybody else was making hamburgers? And do you know as a leader what makes you special? That, my friend, will make you defendable, and that will make you steady. Hey, if you like this content, go down in the show notes and sign up for our newsletter. I send it out every Friday, and it's full of tips on how to be a steady leader.